Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, giving you the insights that matter. Today, we're tackling something our sources are calling a silent epidemic in India's corporate world. It's this pervasive challenge where Indian women often find themselves settling for lower salaries.
Yeah.
Significantly lower, sometimes, than what they're truly worth. So our mission in this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to unpack the roots of this, really get into why it happens, but more importantly, we want to equip you with some actionable ways to actually break that cycle.
Absolutely. And we're drawing from some really focused analysis here. It digs into the many, many reasons behind this pay gap, but it doesn't just diagnose the problem. It gives practical, real-world strategies for change. So this deep dive, it's really for you, whether you're, navigating your own career path, maybe you manage a team, or perhaps you're just curious about these socioeconomic dynamics. They're fascinating, especially now.
Okay, let's get into it then. The sources suggest this whole thing starts, really deep, culturally deep, like from childhood upbringing.
Yeah, that's a key insight. It's like this invisible cultural script, passed down. The analysis points to this idea of humility being taught as a really important virtue, especially for women. But this can get twisted, subtly suggesting that asking for more money, more recognition is somehow selfish, or maybe not feminine. And ambition, sometimes that gets labeled, maybe unconsciously, as a masculine trait. Think about those messages like, good girls don't brag, it starts so early, it really shapes how you see your own worth. And even now, there's often this strong cultural pull towards prioritizing, say, stability, what the family thinks, social harmony, sometimes over striving for pure financial independence.
Right. And how does that cultural conditioning, that sort of blueprint, impact something really concrete like a salary negotiation? What happens in that room?
It has a very direct effect. Many women end up underquoting what they should be asking for significantly, or in a surprising number of cases, they don't negotiate at all.
And there's a fear behind that, isn't there? The sources talk about this fear of being labeled.
Exactly. The fear of being seen as greedy or, difficult or maybe even replaceable if they push too hard for what they deserve.
Which is such a critical distinction.
Yeah.
And the source really drives this home. Underpricing your talent, that's not humility.
No. It's framed as essentially self-sabotage. That's a powerful way to put it, and something we really need to absorb.
Okay, so we have these deep cultural roots. How does the corporate world, maybe even unintentionally, kind of build on that, reinforce the inequality?
That's the next layer, yeah. Some common HR practices can inadvertently worsen the problem. Think about the standard practice of asking for your expected salary up front, or sometimes even your previous salary. Now imagine someone re-entering the workforce after a break, maybe for family, for motherhood. Their last salary might be years old, totally irrelevant to their current skills and the market rate. But that old number can become an anchor, pulling down their potential offer. It kind of bakes in the bias, doesn't it?
And the source mentions something called the loyalty trap. What's that about?
Ah, yes. The loyalty trap. It's this idea, this often mistaken belief, that if you just stay loyal to a company, work hard, your dedication will eventually be noticed and rewarded fairly. But the data suggests something else. Women often do stay longer in roles, hoping for that reward. Meanwhile, men, statistically, tend to switch jobs more often. And each time they switch, they're generally negotiating harder, demanding more, and getting it. It sets up a disparity.
So the net result is this widening pay gap. It effectively, as the source puts it, punishes silence and rewards self-advocacy. Stark.
It is stark, a real reality check.
So we've talked culture, we've talked corporate practices, but there's also an internal dimension, isn't there? This inner battle the source highlights.
Oh, definitely. It's not just external pressures. It's deeply personal, too. Many highly capable women grapple with what we call imposter syndrome. That feeling, despite all the evidence, qualifications, experience, results, that you're somehow faking it.
Yeah.
That you don't really deserve to be where you are. And you hear those internal whispers, right? Those self-doubting questions the source mentions. What if I'm actually not good enough for this? Or maybe I should just feel lucky to even have this job. And that big one. What if I ask for more? And they just say no. That fear can be paralyzing.
But the source offers such a powerful counter to that, a real reality check. It basically says your worth isn't something granted, it's earned.
Exactly. It boils down to if you're doing the work, you deserve the pay. Simple as that.
It's not just a nice phrase. It feels like a call to action for anyone listening who feels that doubt. Okay, let's pivot now. Let's get really practical. Actionable. For you listening, this next bit on negotiation tactics, this is key. How can women start actively breaking this cycle? What are the steps?
Right. So the analysis lays out 6 really concrete tactics, useful stuff. First one, absolutely fundamental. Research your worth. Seriously, don't go in blind. Use tools like Glassdoor, AmbitionBox, LinkedIn's Salary Insights, whatever you can find. Understand the market rate for your role, your experience level in your location. You need to go in informed, armed with data.
Okay, data first. Makes sense. What's next?
Second tactic, and this is crucial, never reveal your current salary. If they ask, politely deflect. Pivot the conversation back to the role you're discussing, its responsibilities, the value you bring, and the market rate for that specific job. Your past salary, especially if you feel it was too low, should not dictate your future earnings. Don't let it anchor you down.
Deflect and pivot to market value. Got it. Number 3.
Third, this sounds almost too simple, but it works. Practice saying the numbers out loud. Let's say your target salary is 15 lakhs per annum. Actually, say 18 lakhs per annum out loud. Practice it. Say it to your reflection in the mirror. Say it to a friend. It helps remove the awkwardness, the fear, the hesitation when you actually have to say it in the negotiation itself. Makes it feel more natural, more confident.
Okay, normalize the number for yourself. Good one. Fourth.
Fourth is about framing. Use power statements. Don't just state a number in isolation. Anchor it to your accomplishments. Start with things like, based on my track record, where I successfully led X projects that resulted in Y, or given that my work in my previous role directly increased revenue by Z%. And then you say, based on this value and the market standards for this role, I'm expecting a salary of X. Let your achievements justify the number.
Connect the number directly to your proven value. Powerful. Okay, fifth tactic.
Fifth, master the pause. Silence is your friend. After you've confidently stated your expected salary, based on your research and value, just stop talking. Resist that urge we all have to fill the silence, to explain further, or worse, to immediately offer a lower number just because it feels awkward. Let them respond first.
The power of the pause. Okay, and the final one, number 6.
Finally, number 6. Always counter. Even if the first offer they make seems pretty decent, maybe even close to what you wanted, ask the simple question. Is this the best possible offer? Or is there any flexibility on this number? You might be surprised. Often that first offer isn't actually their final offer. Asking that question can frequently unlock a bit more. It rarely hurts to ask.
Great stuff. Really practical steps there. But this isn't just about individual action, is it? The source broadens the scope. What's the responsibility of employers, of HR departments, in fixing the systemic issue?
Yeah, that's a critical piece. The responsibility isn't solely on women to ask for more. The system itself needs to change. Our sources are quite clear on this. Employers and HR professionals need to, frankly, stop asking for salary history, period. The focus has to shift. Pay should be based on skills, on experience, on the value someone brings to the specific role, and on market data, not on past, potentially suppressed earnings. And companies need to be proactive. They should be auditing their own pay structures, looking for gender gaps, and actively correcting them. It requires deliberate effort.
Right. It's about fairness.
Yeah.
But also good business sense, according to the source.
Exactly. There's a powerful message in the analysis. Companies that uplift women uplift everyone. It suggests a broader benefit, a more equitable, potentially more productive environment for all.
So wrapping this up, for every woman listening, especially in the Indian context, the core message from this deep dive seems loud and clear. Your voice is important, your work has value, and your salary needs to reflect that, truly reflect it.
Absolutely. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Don't keep waiting for that elusive, perfect time. The source really urges you. Ask for more, know your worth, and then ask for it, because you are worth it.
And maybe a final thought for you to chew on as we close. If we see more individual women successfully asking for their worth, and at the same time, more companies genuinely commit to paying for skills, not history, and actively closing those gaps, what other positive changes, what other societal shifts could ripple outwards from just this? For focusing on fair compensation, think about the empowerment, not just for individuals, but for families, for entire communities. It's quite profound when you think about it. If this deep dive sparks something for you, maybe share it with someone else who needs to hear this message. Because, as our sources powerfully remind us, when one woman rises, we all do.